Welcome back to another critical episode of our series on digital communication and virtual teams. Today's topic is something every globally distributed team faces: managing time zones and working effectively with asynchronous communication.
This is so relevant. Time zones used to be a minor issue, but now that remote and hybrid teams are spread across continents, it's a central challenge. The old model of everyone working 9 to 5 just doesn't work anymore.
Absolutely. The future of work demands asynchronous thinking, which means people are not necessarily online at the same time, but can still collaborate smoothly. And the mindset shift required for that is significant.
Right. We often think communication has to be immediate to be effective, but asynchronous communication is about thoughtful collaboration. It gives people time to process, reflect, and respond, often leading to better quality dialogue.
Let's break it down. First, managing time zones. One of the first things teams need to do is develop time zone empathy. That means recognizing who's where and being intentional about scheduling and expectations.
Yes, I've seen teams use world clocks, shared calendars, or tools like timezone.io to visually see where everyone is. Even simple practices like rotating meeting times can make a big difference in fairness.
Exactly. We need to avoid creating an experience where one group always has to stay up late or join early. Rotating who adjusts their schedule builds trust and equality in the team.
The second challenge is decision-making across time zones. How do you keep momentum when people are working 8 to 12 hours apart?
That's where async workflows shine, using tools like Notion, Trello, or Confluence, where decisions are documented and shared, helps people stay in the loop without needing to be in real-time meetings.
I love the phrase you use, as async by default, sync by design. That mindset empowers teams to document everything first and then use real-time meetings for alignment or nuance.
Yes, think of async as the backbone and sync as the nervous system. You need both, but if you rely too much on real-time interaction, you exclude people unintentionally.
Let's talk about communication formats. What works well in async?
Written updates are essential, clear, structured, and scannable. Use headers, bullet points, and summaries. But also consider async video, like Loom, where someone explains context in 2 to 3 minutes.
That adds a human touch. Seeing someone's face and hearing their voice bridges the gap of time difference. It makes communication feel more personal.
Also, we should encourage delayed response culture. Just because someone hasn't replied in 5 minutes doesn't mean they're disengaged. They might be asleep. Teams should normalize 12 to 24-hour response windows.
And clarify expectations, like, this isn't urgent, respond when you can, or this is a blocker, please prioritize. Setting the right tone helps everyone plan better.
That's a perfect point. Async only works when expectations are explicit. Otherwise, it turns into confusion or anxiety.
What about leadership practices? How can managers support async success?
Managers must lead with clarity and trust. They should document goals, define workflows, and communicate status regularly. And above all, trust people to manage their time and deliver.
That level of autonomy is so important. When async is done well, it reduces burnout. People can work when they're most productive and take breaks when needed.
Yes, it's about flexibility and respecting the rhythm of work-life balance. It can improve mental health and inclusivity across time zones.
Let's summarize a few async best practices. Use clear, structured writing or short video updates. Normalize delayed responses and avoid urgency culture. Set transparent expectations for timelines and deliverables. Leverage documentation tools, not just chat. Rotate live meeting times or keep them to a minimum.
Those 5 habits can revolutionize how teams operate globally. It's not about working harder, but about working smarter across time.
And remember, async doesn't mean isolated. Check-ins, feedback, and human connection are still important, just spaced out in time.
Thank you, Lily. And to our listeners, and always remember, async is a skill set, and the more we practice, the better we get at collaborating beyond the clock. We'll explore virtual team building and morale, because behind every tool and time zone is a human being who needs connection. If you found this episode of Corporate Communication useful, don't forget to join us, leadershipacademy.tag BIZZ Do share it with your friends and colleagues and leave your review. Until next time, corporate communication is a leadership function. It defines how people feel, think, and act. It deserves intention.